Hey everyone, Nigel and Luke here, and welcome to another edition of Crimes of the Week.
The body of 22-year-old Vanessa Ceja Ramirez was found this week, just 2 days after she had been reported missing. Ramirez was on a walk with her mother and a friend in the Midlothian Meadows Forest Preserve on Monday when she reportedly decided to head back to the car because she was tired. Sometime after she split from the group, it appears that she was approached by an attacker. After Ramirez was reported missing, her cell phone pinged a tower near an apartment complex in Oak Forest, 3 miles away. A search crew combed the area Wednesday and discovered her partially burned body in some woods. Further examination revealed that Ramirez had been sexually assaulted, beaten, and strangled. The cause of death was determined to be asphyxiation. Officers of the Cook County Sheriff's Department are currently investigating the case, but so far no suspects have been found.
After more than 40 years of avoiding capture, authorities say they have finally caught up with Douglas Bennett, a wanted fugitive convicted of rape, kidnapping, and robbery in Connecticut all the way back in 1975. At the time, Bennett was released on bail pending an appeal in his case, but decided to go on the run shortly before he was expected to turn himself in. Police in Florida were able to make the arrest thanks to a passport Bennett had tried to renew in 2016. The name on the passport belonged to a child who had died in Massachusetts 75 years ago. Further examination of the passport application led to the discovery of Bennett's true identity. He has now been returned to jail.
Police in Vermont have released new information this week in a murder case that began with the discovery of a body in a gravel pit in the town of Searsburg. The victim has now been identified as 43-year-old Jessica Hildenbrandt, a New York resident who was last seen by her family in July of 2019. Hildenbrandt's remains were found by a jogger 2 months after she disappeared, and police quickly ruled her death a homicide. However, it took more than a year for investigators to piece together her identity using DNA analysis. Other major details are still lacking in this case. Though Hildenbrandt was known to have close ties to the county where her remains were discovered, police have not announced whether they believe she knew her killer. They are also still working to uncover her cause of death, as well as where the killing may actually have taken place.
An arsonist and would-be thief got more than he bargained for this week when he accidentally set fire to both his loot and his own feet while committing a burglary. The incident took place at the Lake Norman RV Resort in Sherrills-Ford, North Carolina, and was entirely caught on video by 2 cameras located inside and outside of the business the suspect targeted. In the footage, the suspect can be seen breaking into the small office before pouring gasoline all over the interior and taking a bag of money. The suspect then lights the fuel, causing a large explosion, and can be seen fleeing the premises with both of his feet engulfed in flames. The bag of money that was presumably the target of his crime was left on fire in the parking lot. Police are still working to identify the suspect, but say that he likely sustained burns to his feet and ankles.
Three weeks after the remains of 82-year-old A.J. Harden were found in a tool chest in New Mexico, police have tracked down and arrested his granddaughter, Candy Jo Webb. Authorities believe Webb gave the elderly man a lethal dose of Ambien and Xanax before she stuffed his body in the tool chest and drove across country to evade capture. Webb had previously told authorities that she had sent her grandfather to a nursing home called Shady Oaks in Texas, but when police followed up, they found that no such facility existed. Webb was arrested this week in Jacksonville, Florida, and now awaits extradition back to New Mexico.
A Kansas man is free after more than 12 years behind bars, following a judge's decision in Wyandotte County this week to vacate his murder conviction. Olin Pete Coons, who was convicted of the 2008 shooting deaths of Kathleen and Carl Skroll, has long maintained his innocence, saying that he was framed. Kathleen Skroll had been hired by Coons to take care of his father, and at the time of her death was involved in a legal dispute over accusations that she had been stealing money from the elderly man. Coons claimed that Skroll had murdered her husband and then taken her own life in an attempt to make it look like he was responsible. In his statement this week, Judge Bill Clapper said that Coons had received an unfair trial, citing evidence prosecutors had failed to disclose to his defense team. This included Skroll's extreme financial problems and the fact that the gun found at the scene of the crime belonged to her.
A bizarre incident occurred this Wednesday when an unidentified suspect stole a custom pickup truck belonging to electronic music producer DJ Marshmello and led officers on an hours-long police chase. Los Angeles police say the incident began between 6:30 and 7 p.m. when the suspect saw the custom 6x6 Ford 550 pickup truck while biking by a dealership in Van Nuys. The suspect reportedly rode up to the dealership, threw his bike in the bed of the truck, and drove off. The vehicle was later noticed driving recklessly and was followed by police onto the 101 freeway. The pursuit finally came to an end when the suspect struck a light pole while attempting to drive out of a Taco Bell parking lot in North Hollywood. As of now, it is unclear how much damage was done both to the truck and the surrounding area during the chase, though the vehicle is said to be worth upwards of $350,000. It is believed that the suspect was under the influence of drugs and alcohol at the time of the theft.
An argument between two couples in Detroit turned sour this week when one of the men involved fired 16 shots into the house of the other couple after they reportedly said his baby was ugly. According to witnesses, the two men and women had been engaged in a shouting match near the doorway of the house before the shooter ran back to his vehicle to retrieve his weapon. After unloading 16 rounds into the house, the shooter and his girlfriend sped off in their white Pontiac. According to a neighbor who saw the events unfold, there was a baby in the Pontiac during the entire exchange, though it was not clear if this was the same child who had been insulted. Thankfully, police say that no one was injured. That's it for this edition of Crimes of the Week. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Crime Zone for more true crime content like this, making sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest releases. Thank you for watching.